Good afternoon, Cubs fans, and welcome back to another edition of Cubs Daily. My name is Steven Ryan. We got a lot of fun stuff to talk about today. The Cubs are back at 500, and I'm hoping this is the turning point, and we do not look back. Again, we got a tough schedule on the gauntlet here over the next few weeks, but I don't think the Cubs can't not beat them. They just have to play their best baseball, and the bats are starting to warm up, and we will start that off talking about Kyle Tucker. But before we get into all that, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for all of you who tune in. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and comment on each video. I love you all, and I hope you're all having a fantastic start to your baseball season. So, let's talk about Kyle Tucker and his absolute dominance, ladies and gentlemen. Kyle Tucker's him, okay? Plain and simple. I just want everyone to relax about Cam Smith. I think most of the frustration with that deal is that the Cubs aren't going to re-sign Kyle Tucker because it's going to be unprecedented, right? If we re-sign Kyle Tucker, he's going to sign probably the biggest contract in our franchise's history because it's going to be well over $400 million because he's just that good. Have you seen what he's done to our lineup? Have you seen our offense since we've plugged him into that two-hole? Again, this is his fourth home run in consecutive days. Kyle Tucker is like that, ladies and gentlemen. He absolutely is just mashing the baseball. He leads the league in average, runs scored, RBIs, OBP, slugging, all major offensive categories. Kyle Tucker is him, and I hope that the Cubs get a contract extension done with him sooner rather than later. But again, when you insert a piece like Kyle Tucker, it just relieves so much stress off all the other players. Now say I can swing a free bat. Michael Busch to follow, Dansby Swanson, Nico Horner, so on and so on. And then this Cubs lineup just becomes that much more deadly. That's how powerful it is to have a bat like Kyle Tucker in your lineup. So I'm hoping the Cubs can get a deal done with this guy sooner rather than later so that he can be a Cub for the remainder of his career because he's just that good, ladies and gentlemen. I know if you look at his counting stats last year, you're like, oh, that's not that impressive. It's only in 78 games. He played in less than half the games. That's how crazy good Kyle Tucker is. And he's already well on pace to hit over 40 home runs, drive in 120 runs as well, and hit well above 300. So, again, well worth the price of admission, well worth the price of Cam Smith, Hayden Wesneski, and Isaac Paredes. Well done, Jed Hoyer. Now, go sign him to his long-term deal. That is what we need here for the Cubs. But the Cubs did get the victory yesterday. I will say this Steele did not look his absolute best. He did not look his crispest, but he did the best he could, right? He still went 6 2/3. He still threw less than 80 pitches, ladies and gentlemen, which is absolutely fantastic somehow. Struck out 6. He walked 1. He did give up 7 hits. He sprinkled the 4 runs across. The Cubs offense was able to get him over the hump there and got him the victory. He did lower the ERA still, which again, all we can ask for, right? But still, didn't look crisp. The guy wasn't attacking as well. Not as much swing and miss as you'd like to see from Justin Steele. But I know this about Justin Steele. He doesn't take a while to warm up, but generally speaking, his dominance is kind of like just repetitive over and over. And then usually July on, he's one of the best pitchers in all of baseball. That ERA will get down to close to 3 again. It's just, stuck in the high 6s right now because of the Japan game and this one. I'm not too worried about Justin Steele. I'm worried about Cubs getting the victories, and that's exactly what the Cubs did. So, shout out to Justin Steele. He came in, he pitched, he kept battling. He didn't let the home runs or the runs get in his way. He's a gamer. That's all you can ask, right? That's all you can ask for. So, Steele, not at his absolute best, but hey, he did the job. And guess what? The Cubs bullpen, they held on for the win, which is very, very exciting to see. So, the Cubs defense. I got to talk about this Cubs defense, guys. It's going to be an absolutely electric defense to watch all year long, okay? The only way they're going to really get beat defensively is if that ball is not in the spot they are. It's going to take hard-hit baseballs over the head of the defender, right to the next to the defender, because the range across the board is incredible, especially up the middle with Nico and Dansby. Those guys are absolute studs. Michael Busch is over there developing a Gold Glove at first base, which is beautiful to see. We already know what the outfield provides, right? The outfield is absolutely special with Pete Crow Armstrong, Ian Happ, who's already a Gold Glover, and Kyle Tucker, who's already a Gold Glover as well. And when you watch them play over these past few days, they're doing a fantastic job of keeping those runners at their base. You know what I'm saying? They're not advancing 90 on a lot of different plays, which again, that helps prevent runs. That helps, demoralize the other team, and that helps the Cubs get victories. It's a slower start right now. I know the Cubs are only 4-4, but there's going to be a good stretch here where the Cubs are going to rattle off 6, 7, 8, 9, maybe 10 out of 12, something like that, because this defense is absolutely impeccable, ladies and gentlemen. And you got to give kudos to Jed Hoyer and the staff, Craig Counsell, the defense across the board. Matt Shaw even looks pretty solid over there at third base, right? The guy's never played third base a day in his life, and he's over there looking like a future Gold Glover potentially. So you have to give kudos to the staff. They're doing an absolutely fantastic job with this team. And defensively, I feel very confident anytime a ball is put in play that they are going to make the play. And the only way that they don't make a play is if the ball's hit over the fence, because you can't catch every home run, you know what I'm saying? So, again, the Cubs defense has a very, very good chance to be very elite and special. And the defense could be the reason they go to the playoffs, right? You talk about the hitting, you talk about the pitching. Not a lot of people talk about the defense. And the Cubs defense is absolutely fantastic. And the reason they won that 2016 World Series is, I understand Chris Bryant MVP, fantastic pitching staff, the whole nine, but that Cubs defense was unbelievable. Like, they played really, really good. They covered a lot of ground, the whole nine there, and this Cubs team has that same kind of feel to it in the terms of defensive ability. So, go Cubs, go, baby. I'm loving it. Let's preview Game 3 here. We are going to have the series finale today in Sacramento. It is going to be Jameson Taillon versus Jeffrey Springs. It's going to be more later in the afternoon, not 9:05 anymore. So make sure you got the game day on at work, or you got your earbuds in so you can listen to Pat and Ron on the call. It's going to be Jameson Taillon versus Jeffrey Springs. Like I said, it's really difficult, ladies and gentlemen, to sweep Major League Baseball teams. I think the Cubs should absolutely be able to sweep this Athletics team. They're not as good as we are, plain and simple. Jameson Taillon, who he got roughed up a little bit in his first start, can get back right in this start against the Athletics. I know Jeffrey Springs has been very solid for the Athletics as well, so he's kind of like their loss stopper right now. Last year, a little bit of above 3 ERA. This year, he hasn't let up a run yet, but this is the chance for the Cubs to get above 500, take a day off, come home, and then assess the damage against a Padres and Texas Ranger team that have been very, very solid looking to start their year this year. So, Cubs should be able to take care of business today. I imagine it's going to be a Maya in again. I imagine Nico's going to be in again since they got the day off the other day. Kind of a similar lineup as to yesterday. And I think, again, maybe Kyle Tucker goes yard for the 5th straight game. I'm just enjoying watching this team, guys. He's absolutely spectacular. But everything that plugs up around him, right? Like Ian Happ leading off, then Tucker, then we have Seiya and Michael Busch. Those three guys benefit so hugely from a talent like Kyle Tucker because of what he provides and how much fear he strikes into the heart of opposing pitchers. So, excited to watch the Cubs today. We'll have an off day tomorrow, guys. I'll bring you another video. And as always, have a good rest of your day.